Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to Mystic Mosaics with Drazak Den. This is episode 7, and today we are going to be talking about tarot versus oracle. So, this is your sacred space for all things intuitive, energetic, and magical, spelled with a K. I'm your host, Denise. I am a Reiki master, sound healer, crystal alchemist, oracle creator, and tarot and oracle practitioner. So I am your guide in to the mystic realm. And that is what Mystical Mosaics is all about, is bringing a lot of information together and pieces of the puzzle so that it makes a bigger picture and story for you all. So, today's episode is one that I get asked a lot, and that is the difference between oracle and tarot and how you tell the difference between the two, and or how you can decode them using your intuition or whatever. So let's talk about this. Go grab yourself a cup of tea if you are sitting down, and let's get into it. So what are they? Let's start by defining the basics. Tarot is a structured 78 card system that dates back to the 15th century. It's rich with symbolism and usually divided into the major arcana, which there are 22 of those, and the minor arcana, which are 56 cards, which are then split into suits, kind of like your deck of cards, but you have your pentacles, your cups, your wands, and your swords. So think of tarot as a language, a sacred tool with structure, rules, and archives or archetypes, sorry. Um, Oracle cards, on the other hand, they're free flowing. There's really no set rules on Oracle. A lot of those are created with messages that are straightforward. Most of them have the messages on the card, or they provide some type of book that has the message, or both, as my deck does. Each deck is created with its own theme, intention, and energy. You might find decks that are 22 cards up to 100 cards. It doesn't matter. Generally, oracles, there's no set whatever. Tarot, 78 on a traditional deck. I do know there are some out there that kind of go with like the jokers, so to speak, or something, but a traditional Rider Waite, which is what a lot of people start with, is a 78 card deck. They can, as I said, Oracle can vary whatever. My deck is 44 cards. I thought that was a nice round number to use. There's so many crystals out there. I wanted to stick to 44, and that's what we did. So, in short, tarot equals structure and tradition, oracle equals freedom and flow. So, let's talk about the vibe and intention. And this is part that I love the most, is the vibe of each. So tarot tends to go deep. It's layered, sometimes confronting, and often best for uncovering patterns, shadows, and major life cycles. A tarot reading can feel like a mirror with that's lovingly but firmly shows you what's real. Cards don't lie, okay? Oracle cards, meanwhile, they're more uplifting, nurturing, and supportive. They offer insights in a way that feels gentle, affirming, and often speak directly to the heart or soul path. So think of tarot as your wiser inner elder, and oracle as your loving spirit guide or best friend. Both serve powerful purposes, but they speak to different energies within you. So, when do you use each? Let's talk practical application. When should you reach out for each deck? So, you generally want to use tarot when you want more detail, insight, or clarity on a situation. You're navigating a complex um, decision or life transition. You're open to shadow work or spiritual growth. And using Oracle is maybe when you need just a quick check in with your spirit or your higher self. You want to know something just like that right off the hand. Generally, you can pull one card in an oracle, and that message usually goes with what you need for something quick. Or you're journaling, or you're doing a morning ritual and you just want to quick pull one and journal on that, or you want a comfort, inspiration, or a daily affirmation. You can use both of these actually to do any of those. But with the tarot, you're going more in depth, and the oracle can be just kind of like affirmations here and there if you want. Um, for me personally, I do love using both of them, but for me, Oracle is my thing. I love Oracle message, the affirmations, but um I might pull a few tarot cards to get a story if I want something broader. And then I will finish that off with the oracles that kind of pull it all together and confirm my tarot story. So those are just kind of a couple things that you can do. So what what they teach you about intuition. So here's the real magic of today's topic. So both oracle and tarot are mirrors for your intuition. They don't give you answers you don't already know deep down. Did you hear that? They do not give you answers you don't already know deep down. They just reflect the message. They reflect your intuition. They reflect what it is you need to know. And they don't give you answers um, that they don't necessarily give you answers that you want to hear. They're going to give you the answers you need to hear. That's what I'm trying to say. So, working with tarot strengthens your patterns, recognition, and symbolic thinking. It invites you to look deeper, to explore emotion, archetype, and personal truth. Oracle, on the other hand, helps you feel. It opens your heart to divine wisdom, reminding you that spirit speaks softly and often through imagery, color, or emotion. So whether you're analytical, empathetic, visual, or auditorial, you'll find your unique language of spirit through the practice. So either one of them. Um, so which one is better? Well, that is a good question that a lot of people do ask. Which one is better, Oracle or Tarot? And the answer is, boom, neither. There isn't one that's better than the other. It's just all in what it is you're wanting. If you're wanting more of a story and how uh you are going to see things like down the road or how things may come up. Because also remember too that even though you get a reading, doesn't mean it is set in stone. It is free will. You have the power to change that. So if something comes up and they're telling you this, or this, and you're like, well, no, I don't want that to happen, or that's not going to happen, change it. You can change that. But this gives you a guide. Um, there are classes out there that are great to go through. I definitely have one that I know I can recommend for sure, um, who is who I took my course through, and she will by all means go very deep into the tarot and learning it, and she's very authentic. um so so there is that. So again, they're just different dialects of the same sacred language. It's your intuition and knowing. um one might speak louder to you depending on your personality, your mood, or even the question you're asking. Sometimes the question you want to know, you need that deeper message. So, therefore, the tarot and its structure would be better with a spread because we generally read tarot in spreads, like a 3 card spread, past, present, future, or, Celtic cross, whatever. Um, if you just kind of want, again, if your question is just, I just need insight, just give me something, pull a couple oracle, pull one oracle, pull a few of them, who knows, but get that message. I do have a few decks that I really like to work with. And one of them that I usually always work with is like spirit messages. So that's the one that I usually end my readings with because they go spot on with what you're doing. So the key is to listen to what resonates with you. The right deck is the one that feels uh, that you feel drawn to the most. The right method is the one that makes you feel empowered, supported, and connected. So, how do you begin? Start simple. Choose a deck that speaks to you, whether it's the traditional Rider Waite, which is a great starter deck, or a dreamy oracle deck, or because oracle decks, mine for example is centered around crystals. There's some centered around spirit animals or Egyptian gods and goddesses or angel numbers or any of that type of thing. Just pick what you feel drawn to. When you receive your deck, you want to make sure you do a little blessing on your deck. You want to cleanse it, you want to bless it because you don't know where it's been or what energy it went through. So you definitely want to cleanse your deck and bring in your energy into it for your highest good from the highest good and for the highest good from the highest good. So you want to make sure that you do that. Then you want to take the time to sit with your deck, sit with the cards, look at the imagery, look at the words if you're doing the oracle. What is it that's speaking to you? What are you feeling before you know, right? Then create a daily or a weekly ritual. Pull one card, journal, reflect, make it sacred to you. And intuition isn't something that you find outside of you, okay? It is something you remember inside of you. It comes from within. Oracle and tarot are just tools to help you decode the inner knowing and walk your spiritual path with clarity and confidence. But tarot is a language, and you must learn the language of the tarot. So, going back a little bit is tarot equals structure and learning. Oracle equals free flowing and just basically whatever. It's basically that in a nutshell. Um, you definitely want, if you want to read the tarot, you definitely want to make sure you find yourself an authentic tarot um, teacher, tarot master, tarot, person, because there's so many readers out there that are just um energetically all over the place and really not um everybody's going to have their own style, yes, but there are basics. It's just like if you're speaking another language, you're not just going to throw your own stuff in there and say whatever you want. That's kind of how like the tarot is based. So find yourself a good person. You can send me a message if you like somebody, like if or comment on this if you would like, and I can definitely give you information and to someone also in my ink in my IO has an ink in there that um, will get you over to the 22. So she's pretty great with that. So you should check her out. Anywho, um, that pretty much is just a basic Oracle versus Tarot. There's definitely a whole lot more, especially when it comes to Tarot. But for this mystical mosaics, we are just sticking to the basics here. So there you have it. So thank you so much for spending the sacred time with me today. So, if this episode sparked something for you, please subscribe or share it with a soul sister, soul brother. Leave a review. Tag me on social media, Drazak Den. Do them all if you'd like. I really would love it. I really want to grow uh, this channel so that you all get some really good short information. And, if I get enough feedback on something and people want more, we may come back and do maybe even more of an extended um, version of this. So, and as always, trust your magic, with a K. Listen to your guides and let the cards be the light on your path. So, until next time, stay mystical. And again, I am Denise, and this is Mystical Mosaics with Drazak Den. We will see you next time. Love you all.